Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world around you fade. Together, we will journey to a realm where myths come alive and mysteries whisper their secrets. This is your moment to pause, to wonder, and to escape. Artemis and Her Sacred Hares. The goddess of the untamed. In the vast wilderness, where the silver moonlight filtered through the ancient trees, Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, walked unseen. She was the protector of all creatures that roam the wild, the silent predator, the swift runner, the mother sheltering her young beneath tangled roots. Draped in a tunic as pale as starlight, her bow slung across her back, she moved like a whisper through the woods, her presence both fierce and serene. Mortals feared her wrath but sought her blessing, for she was not just the huntress, she was the guardian, the protector of life itself. Among the creatures under her watch, there was one that held a place of honor. A creature swift as an arrow, clever as the wind, and more resilient than it seemed. The hare. The gift of the sacred hares. It is said that one evening, as the stars blinked into the darkened sky, a young hunter named Callidora wandered too far from her village. The forest at night was a different world, filled with whispers of unseen creatures and the rustling of unseen watchers. She had been chasing a stag, now found herself lost, surrounded by towering oaks and the endless stretch of the unknown. As fear tightened around her like a snare, a soft rustling broke the silence. She turned and saw a pair of gleaming eyes. A hare, golden-furred, watching her without fear. Most hares would bolt at the sight of a human, but this one stood firm. And then another appeared, and another. A whole warren of them, watching, waiting. And when Callidora took a step forward, they did not flee. Instead, they began to run, not away, but ahead, as if beckoning her to follow. With nothing else to trust, Callidora ran after them. The hares led her through the twisting woods, darting between tree roots and across moonlit clearings, always just far enough ahead to guide her. And then, as the trees thinned, she saw it, the edge of the forest, the soft glow of her village lights in the distance. When she turned back to thank them, the hares were gone. The goddess revealed. As Callidora stood in awe, the air shimmered with a silver glow, and from the shadows, Artemis stepped forth. "You have been guided by my sacred hares," the goddess spoke, her voice like the rustling of the leaves in the wind. "They are not mere creatures of the earth, but my messengers, my guardians of the lost." Callidora fell to her knees in reverence. "Why do they help me, O goddess?" she asked. Artemis looked to the place where the hares had vanished. "Because hares are the swift, the clever, and the unseen protectors of the wild. Like me, they are both hunters and the hunted. And like me, they watch over those who respect the wild places." Then, reaching down, Artemis pressed her fingers to Callidora's forehead, blessing her. You have run with my hares. From this night forward, you will never be lost in the forest again. And with that, the goddess melted into the night, leaving behind only the whisper of the wind and the soft rustle of unseen paws. The mystery of the moonlit warren. From that day forward, Callidora became one of Artemis's chosen hunters. She spoke of the hares, of how they guided the lost, and watched over travellers who respected the woods. And still, those who wander alone beneath the moon may glimpse them. Golden-furred hares darting between the shadows, leading the way for those in need. Some say they are the spirits of Artemis's hunt, watching over the lost. Others believe they are the souls of those the goddess has blessed, running free beneath the silver moon. But all agree one thing: where Artemis's sacred hares run, protection follows. Lessons from the sacred hares. The story of Artemis and her sacred hares teaches us that guidance often comes in unexpected forms. When Callidora was lost, she found help not in a mighty warrior or a blazing sign, but in the quiet, swift steps of hares leading her home. Protection doesn't always mean strength. It can mean wisdom, swiftness, and knowing when to move. The hare is not the fiercest of creatures, but its survival comes from being clever, fast, and untouchable. Sometimes, the smartest choice is not to fight, but to adapt, to outmove her, and to know when to run. More importantly, this tale reminds us that respecting the wild ensures its protection in return. Artemis and her hares do not offer their guidance to just anyone. They aid those who honour the land and its creatures, showing that kindness to nature is never forgotten. Lastly, this myth reveals that even the smallest beings can carry divine power. The hare, often overlooked, became a sacred guide, proving that strength comes in many forms. In life, never underestimate the quiet, the unseen, or those who walk a path different from the rest, for they may hold the greatest wisdom of all. As the whispers of myth fade into the stillness, carry their magic with you into the world. Until we meet again, may your spirit wander, and may your days be filled with wonder. Thank you for listening to Whispering Myth. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to Whispering Myth. That way, you won't miss out on any of the magical tales that I share. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, may the whispers of myth guide your dreams.